is going on, everybody? It's your friend Will. It's the memory lapse. We're going to try to complete some of these quests here and unlock this black-red deck. And we're going to try to do that with another Magic 2019 quick draft. So let's just jump right in. Uh-oh. I am pretty tempted to try it again. This card does just seem so unbeatable, though. We did not have a good result with it last time. Let's, for now, this I think makes for an easier viewing experience. So I think the upside is this is like more clear cut, maybe the most powerful card. Like Plague Mirror is pretty powerful too. And Shield Mirror is fine. We're not passing a lot of good red stuff, so I'm hoping in the next pack we can get hooked up. So I think I'm going to do this. Alright, so here's a rare that we have to read. Interesting. So, no creatures with power 4 or more to trigger this unsealing. The most powerful cards, I think, the Angel Dawn is the most powerful card for sure. Spark Tongue is the card that fits, that keeps us in our colors. I think we're just going to take the most powerful card here, Angel. I kind of want to take this to try to build with it. So I know that we're not necessarily going to play this. I know that red-white is one of the better archetypes, because you can get late like pump spells and the glorious charge, but you have to go pretty wide. So something like Goblin Instigator is pretty good with Angel Dawn. Blue is pretty tempting here, both Essence Scatter and Divination. Pegasus Courser is also fine. Like, it's just a good all-around card. It helps you get through damage in the late game. So I think it's really between Courser and Goblin Instigator here. And I think the Courser is a little bit more of a flexible pick. So let's take the Courser. Alright, so this Rejuvenator is like, I like this card a lot. I don't know how amazing it is. But I think we're just going to take a 2-drop here and look to try to be an aggressive red-white deck. And between these two, I think I like the Pyromancer a little bit more. Obviously not as powerful, but it gets that first chunk of damage in. So let's take the Pyromancer. We'll take the Pacifism here. That's a really late Luminous Bond, so that makes me think that we're correct to be in white. Alright, this pack has just Stone Cold nothing. I mean, Rustwing Falcon, I don't think we're going to try to pivot to green. I mean, honestly, like, these are not amazing green cards, so I'm just going to take the Falcon. Yeah, so we're like completely cut somehow. Take the Knight's Pledge. Inspired Charge. Jeez. I'll take the dual land over that. Yeah, so white seemed really open. I mean, we got that really late Luminous Bonds, and now we're not getting anything here. This is not terrible. It's actually a playable. That's such a late Daggerback Basilisk. Okay. Let's see if we can do better in this pack. Cavalry is great. I think we're leaning to pick this. Fire Elemental, I feel like, is pretty replaceable, and I'd rather have something that's like easier on the mana and cheaper. So, take that. Shock is great, obviously, but what's this one? This is pretty good too. I almost wonder if this is better than Shock in this deck when we're just trying to force through damage. I kind of want to take this. It's an uncommon that I haven't gotten to play with yet. Gutter Snipe we can take here. I think it actually plays fairly well in this deck where we're looking to play like a lot of creatures, or a lot of cheap instants and sorceries. Like Inspired Charge. Let's take the Gutter Snipe. Oh, that one even has a sound effect. This is a tough one. Oh, what's this do? Okay. We actually have like 3 really good picks here. Like obviously Electrify, but then Instigator, which is really good with some of the cards we have. Let's change this for a second. Don't think we're playing the Unsealing. I think we're playing the Invoke. It's tempting to take this piece of removal, which is actually kind of expensive, like maybe too expensive for this archetype. I think we actually want either the Instigator or the Bogart Brute here. And I'm going to lean towards the Instigator because we already have 3 effects that kind of anthem them up. And there's another one, so in some way you could say we get rewarded. And yeah, I think we're going to take it. And a Pyromancer, that's great. Onaka Ogre I think is actually fine in a deck like this. So, we'll take it. I think Tormenting Voice is also borderline playable. I think we'd rather have that over the Invoke. Alright, so Trumpet Blast. Let's take the Trumpet Blast. Definitely fits with what we're trying to do. Inspired Charge definitely fits with what we're trying to do. We're going to end up cutting some of this stuff, but it's good to have these options. Do we want like the first fire? Let's take 1 Fire Elemental. Alright, oh, sick. This card's pretty much a bomb. Although second Gutter Snipe I think would be very good. I think it's pretty hard to lose if you play this. Alright, so what does Thud do? Ooh. Thud feels very on brand for this deck. Bugler seems good too, but let's take the Thud. Jeez, Lumen Spawns versus Pyromancer. I think I actually want the Pyromancer here. This might come back though. Let's start. Let's see. So let's say we don't play the Falcon. Oh, pacifism is pretty good. I think we do have to take it. Ooh, cool. Yeah, let's just take another Instigator, go wide. Menace is really good with the number of pump effects we have, so I think we want this. Wow, and we got another Pyromancer. I think we're living it. And honestly, Crash Through is not bad with a Gutter Snipe. If we wheel that other Gutter Snipe, that would be crazy. I don't think we're going to. Lava Axe, I think, is actually playable. I don't think we want a third Trumpet Blast. I could see taking this here, because it can actually go face. Okay. Did not wheel the Gutter Snipe. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one to build. Let's start by removing the Crash Throughs. Let's bring this Falcon back in. Don't think we want Knight's Pledge. In the 3-drop slot. We don't want this. How many cards are we at? 21, 25, 28, 30, 45. So we're looking at like a few more cuts. I think we can safely cut Fire Elemental, so we have Demanding Dragon. We maybe cut Lava Axe too, just because of the cost. And the question is, we just want one Inspired Charge, one Heroic Reinforcements, like one Trumpet Blast, something like that. As far as our Anthem effects, what's that put us to? 43. We don't necessarily have to play this. 42. This is like our weakest 3-drop, and we have a lot of 3s. Like, I'm kind of tempted to keep these Falcons, considering that we have 4 different kind of like overrun type effects. Maybe we just cut the Lava Axe here. It's expensive. I could see Thud being really good. Like, it's like 4 damage to the face on a turn where we play like Inspired Charge or Trumpet Blast, get some damage in, and then second main phase, Thud them. I think this worked out. I guess maybe the one question is, how many creatures do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Kind of count 16, 17, 18. So we have a lot of creatures, so we're not worried about not having stuff in play for our pump to work with. I think then the question is Pegasus Courser too weak in this deck? Would we rather play like another Trumpet Blast? As at the end of the day, this is basically just a Rustwing Falcon. It doesn't have a ton of good targets to pick up. I don't know, maybe it's fine. If we're going to play these line breakers, then maybe it's fine. Alright. So, white beats. Let's see where we're at. 15 minutes. So let's play the first round. The first game at least. It should be quick one way or the other, right? Alright, let's go. Alright, this is the type of hand I think we gotta keep. Even if we don't draw lands, we have a pretty good start. We have a fairly cheap curve. We only have 2 5-drops. This could be something of a mirror match. I think we're going to lead with the Instigator then here. Ooh, this is not a mirror match. Oh wow, if they attack here, that's great for us, I think. This will have a hard time beating if they keep it back. I'm a little bit worried that they're going to enchant this up. I think we can beat it though. Okay. So the line breaker gets a trade here. Or better than trade. And next turn we can swing with it. Depending on what they do. They're doing nothing. So my question is, I think we're just swinging with the line breaker and seeing what they do. And then looking to play like Gallant Cavalry in the second main phase, because our Trumpet Blast is looking really good here. If we can get wider on the board. Looks like they're just taking 3. Or are they going to shock this? Yep. Now if we rip land, we have to decide between... I mean, I think if we rip land, we're just going to play the dragon. And they'll sacrifice, I would guess they'll sacrifice the motivator. Got us. And this sets us up for a good Trumpet Blast next turn. This is straight out of Game of Thrones. It's carrying away a horse. Now the dragons in Game of Thrones don't really have arms like this. They just have legs and wings. This is like a weird kind of more humanoid dragon to geek out on the fantasy choices that they've made. Call him Motivator. Motivate me, baby. Now we can kind of get a free attack here. And see if they want to trade the Pyromancer for a Vigilance token. But I don't think it's worth it. As they get to get a free block, we're tapped out, they know we don't have a trick, so they get a free block, gain a life, and at best we're just making this trade this turn. I mean, I guess there's a chance, there's a non-zero chance that they just let 2 go through. Okay. They're tapping out, which is good. They don't even really get an attack here. So if we swing all, I would guess that the dragon goes unblocked. I think if we swing all, we probably get them pretty hard here. with the Trumpet Blast. So this is going to trade once I Trumpet Blast it. Cool. We're going to get a lot of free damage in, clear their board, put them down to 4, put them down to 2, hold our mountain. There's no point in playing it. We don't have a 6-drop in our deck that we would need it for, and it makes our opponent think that we have a spell, and there we go. Won that mirror match fairly quickly. Cool. Alright, let's run it back. Got a little cold brew action going here. Pretty much mandatory. Oh, this shows the weakness of Courser a little bit. We're on the play. I think we have all the lands we need pretty much for the entire game. And if we just draw more 2 and 3 drops, then we have we can build a board towards the Trumpet Blast like we did last game. And our opponent goes down to 6 cards. This Courser might not be that bad this game. At lifting this up, getting some extra damage in. I'm hoping that we get like one turn here where this is going to get in, that they don't have a 2-drop. And I think we just play the Ogre here. It does put the most pressure on the board. Oh, looks like they have Essence Scatter. Oh, Anticipate. That works for us. Okay. So that shuts down our attacking for this turn. But Pegasus is going to get to lift this Ogre. And we're going to start chipping in for 5. And I think we want to play... I'm wondering if there's a scenario where we actually use Trumpet Blast next turn. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With Gutter Snipe, Trumpet Blast is lethal next turn if they don't make a flyer. So I think we're going to play Gutter Snipe here. This could get Bone to Ashed. Looks like it is. I think we're okay with that. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe I should have considered the 4 open mana and the type of card that they've already played. Because I think, given the board state, they're committed to countering no matter what I play there. So maybe leading with the line breaker would have been better. Oh, I like this. This lets us get in potentially for a lot of damage. So let's slam this. I don't think they're likely to have a counterspell for this. Wow. Oh. They can keep countering our spells, but they're not doing anything about the 5 they're taking a turn. And Trumpet Blast is lethal now. Alright. Trumpet Blast is less lethal. They can actually block. Inspired Charge we can't play. I think we just make the same play. I imagine they'll block the 4-2. And go to 4-5. And we get to play a 3-2 here. I think we're in a pretty good spot. Even if they have cards like Sleep, they don't have any pressure on the board to actually kill us while our team naps. I'm gonna bring back Shock. Don't anticipate. Shock was last game. So with this line they took, they're dead. Unless they have like Mountain Shock here. Yeah, they're just dead to this Angel. Cool, 2-0. We're making progress towards all of our quests too. Yeah, super capable, and we're on the play again, which is insane considering the deck we drafted. We might find that we just win every game where we win the die roll. We get to go first. Pow. I think we want to play the Bogart Brute. And we're not going to offer a trade here because of the Trumpet Blast potential later in the game. Now I wonder if it's worth pacifism here. I think it could be. they're actually I mean, they must be actually splashing right after playing that, but I wonder for what. Instigator's a good draw here. Get it for 3. I wonder if they're thinking that they're going to try to race us. So if that's their thought, then they could potentially be dead to Trumpet Blast next turn. They just turn these both sideways. Oh, it's a little annoying. But they did use their whole turn to do that. Cool. Alright, so yep, keep going wide. Make the Trumpet Blast even better. Let's play the Courser this turn. That way if we draw land next turn, we have Gutter Snipe plus Trumpet Blast for the extra 2 damage. This is going to be close, because if they have some big 6-drop Haymakers, 7-drop things like Galaka Worm, we're going to be in trouble. They're going to gain a lot of life. And looks like we're going to be using this Trumpet Blast as like a method to trade a lot of our small stuff for their big stuff, and then push through a little bit of damage, and then hopefully the Courser plus something will be enough to take the day. Interesting that they did that. Clearly not blocking. So if we jam with everybody, they only have 3 blockers. We're guaranteed to get 3 plus 4 in the air through. You'd have to have like exactly shock to disrupt this. So we have 7 in the air plus the 2 trigger from Gutter Snipe. So that's 9. So even if they go like block, 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 10, 11, 12. So we have like exactly lethal as long as they have no trick here. So I think it's worth going for it. And even so, they would still lose like their whole board. Oh, you know what? The one thing that interrupts this is that they're going to gain 2 health off of the Highland game. Although maybe they'll lose with the trigger on the stack. Let's see how that timing plays out. I have a feeling that they'll actually go to 0 and with the trigger on the stack lose the game state-based effects, right? Yeah. Okay. Doesn't even show the trigger. Alright, very quick 3-0. Which I think makes it a good place to stop this one, and we can come back in the next one to show the how this draft ends up. Looks like we're trending towards 7. Yeah, doing well. Great archetype. And a lot of trash cards. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and we will be back in the next video with the conclusion of this draft.